Hello world, Shelly here, and today I would like to go through some new skincare products that I have been testing out for at least a month now and let you know what I am thinking of them so far. Some of these are actually new releases, some of them are just new to me, so let's get into this. First, I'll go through the exceptions that I've been using for more or less than a month. You might recognize this guy from Clarins. This is the double serum. I went through a whole bottle of this. And my biggest issue with it was that I couldn't put my finger on what I actually liked about it. And it's a pretty pricey product, so I didn't immediately repurchase it. It's probably been maybe close to a year since I've used this, and over time, I miss it. So even though I still cannot put my finger on exactly what my skin loves so much about it, I just know my skin loves it, and so I'm back on the sauce. So that one I've been using I've gone through a whole bottle of it in the past. Another exception to the 1 month rule. This one, I've only been using this for about a week. This is a new release from Good Molecules. This is the Pineapple Exfoliating Powder, formulated with fruit enzymes, vitamin C, and rice powder to soften, brighten, and gently exfoliate. Now, because it's got a bit of physical exfoliation, you can kind of tell right away if it's working or not. And the stuff is pretty cool. So it's a powder. Reminds me a little bit, there's a product I have a sample of from Tatcha that is similar. It's a rice powder sort of a thing. And you take some of the powder into your hand. I can't really do it because I don't have a sink here, but I want to show you guys, all over my phone. I want to show you guys the powder. That was brilliant. So you take the powder, you mix it with some water in your hands, and you rub your hands together, and it's going to come to this like somewhat foamy, somewhat like, I don't want to use the word gritty. I really made a mess here, and I'm wearing black. This is good. This is good stuff. Okay. This is why hashtag not a beauty guru. But that's why you love me. So, oh, it smells so nice. So you take a little bit of the powder, you mix it with water, and you get this mildly sort of, you can feel the little granules in it, but they're very, 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 very fine. And you rub it on your face, and it removes any dead skin cells, on the surface of your face. So you get that immediate physical exfoliation, but the enzymes, it helps to break down the keratin proteins that are kind of holding the dead flakes to your skin. And so you get a little bit of over time exfoliation as well. It smells lovely. It is safe even for sensitive skin. And I'm thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying it. Another product very similar to that, same sort of purpose. I've been talking about this on my Instagram. This is from Saturday Skin. It is, what is the name of this thing? Rub-a-Dub Refining Peel Gel. I used to have I think it was a Dr. Brandt product that I really enjoyed, that we got tons of them in BoxyCharms over and over and over and over again, a microdermabrasion scrub. And that one was a little bit more harsh, but my skin really likes those. They really smooth out the surface of my skin. Well, I had a sample of this, and I tried the sample, which had enough product in it to use it 3 or 4 times. And it was amazing, like baby's butt soft levels of exfoliation just overnight. And so I was like, well, I gotta buy this one. So I bought it. I love it. It's a little bit more scrubby. I don't want to use the word harsh because that's not the right word, because I think you could probably get away with this on sensitive skin as well, but it's a little more scrubby than the Good Molecules. So if you do have sensitive skin, I'd probably go with the Good Molecules, but I will tell you that, your skin's going to be so smooth and soft the next day. Like, putting foundation on the day after I use this, I do this at night usually so that my skincare is kind of soaking into freshly exfoliated skin. That next morning, foundation just looks amazing. I will scrub it up right in my, around my nostrils, in between my eyebrows. It's just, the stuff is super, super nice. I actually already bought a backup of it. All right, let's go with another Saturday Skin since we're on that bandwagon. We're still talking exfoliation and Got some glycolic acid toner here. This was a product that I got through the Kota Lee PR program. You can order items through Kota Lee, and then the makers will decide whether or not you are worthy of receiving a free sample. I did receive this sample complimentary from Saturday Skin. Thank you very much, Saturday Skin. This is the 10% glycolic acid and pore control complex toner. The best way I can describe this, you know, the Tarte Knockout. I was not expecting this to be such a wowza kind of a toner. It'll suck it to you. You'll feel this one. You get that tingly sensation. It is glycolic acid, which is... Wow. Who's fighting? Polly and Ziva. So my skin really enjoys glycolic acid. When you go for the acid exfoliations, this is a leave-on product. You do want to make sure that you are extra moisturizing, and with really any of your skin, I'm not even going to say specifically with this, with any of your skincare, you want to make sure you are doing your UVA protection, UVB protection, your sunscreen in the daytime. But my skin really likes glycolic acid, and I use it in glycolic acid cleansers. I've used it in glycolic toners. I will be talking about a leave-on serum that's glycolic acid. So it's one that works well for my skin, both in effectiveness and in not irritating my skin. So even though typical pore control products tend to dry me out, this does not dry me out. It really is, I use it in the evenings, but it really is gentle enough that when I use it at night and then follow with the rest of my skincare and a good nighttime moisturizer, I don't have trouble with it drying me out. So I'm enjoying it. It is good for shrinking pores, which is what I primarily want to use it for, along with the fact that glycolic acid is good for chemical exfoliation. So that is why I'm enjoying that one. It is a repurchase on my list. We might as well keep talking glycolic because I have another glycolic acid product I've been testing out. This is a serum. I was kind of on the hunt for something to replace my Drunk Elephant skincare. Now, you know, I've used Drunk Elephant for years. Love their skincare. And it's not that I don't enjoy their products. I love the company, I love the products, love what they do for my skin. But, you know, I test things out. And we're just going to ignore the cats fighting in the background. And I like to try a bunch of different stuff. So even better if I can find something that's less expensive. So this is a newer line from L'Oreal. It is the Revitalift. They're doing these intensives, they're calling them. And, you know, even though it's drugstore skincare, you're paying upwards of $20 to $30 for these things. So it's not like they're exceptionally inexpensive, but they're not pushing $100 the way Drunk Elephant is. Wow. The cats usually go crazy around midnight, and I'm filming this like super, super late in the evening. Now I know what they're doing when I hear things crashing when I'm in bed. Yeah. So this is a 10% pure glycolic acid serum. It feels almost identical in its texture to the Framboos Drunk Elephant Glycolic Night Serum. It's a gel-ish serum. There you can see the sort of texture to it. It sinks into the skin very quickly, and so far I'm finding it to be just as effective. It's not sticky. You won't feel like you're sticking to your pillow or anything like that. It is just a nice glycolic serum that you can pick up at the drugstore that I have a hair stuck on. So, thumbs up so far so good on this one. Let's talk about the other product in that line that I've been playing around with. It is their 10% pure vitamin C concentrate in the intensives line. This, I want to talk about a few of the things that make this pretty doggone good for a drugstore product. So ascorbic acid, also known as L-ascorbic acid, is one of the most preferred forms of vitamin C for skincare. It's one of the most studied forms of vitamin C for skincare. And if you guys follow Angie at Hot and Flashy, I do. It's her favorite form of vitamin C for skincare. She just pretty recently, a few weeks ago, did an entire video on all the different forms of vitamin C and why she likes L-ascorbic acid based products and listed a whole bunch of her favorites. This is one that I saw on the shelves, and when I saw it was an ascorbic acid based product, I was like, I need to try this. And let's talk about this packaging a bit. So the thing with vitamin C is that it becomes unstable very easily. Water makes it unstable. UV light makes it unstable. Air makes it unstable. Oxygen. So it's pretty tough to package a vitamin C product that's not going to go bad quickly. It's one of those products that if you have a skincare refrigerator, it's a good thing to keep it in the skincare fridge. So the packaging on this, number one, we have a metal tube. And there is some kind of nitrogen ingredient that prevents the L-ascorbic acid inside from reacting with the metal tube. So they've thought of that. The metal tube is completely opaque. It lets no UV light in whatsoever. To deal with the oxygen factor, it's got whoa, it's coming out. It's got this came out of my fridge. It's got a very narrow tip, long narrow tip, so not a lot of oxygen is going to get into this. As you can see from the fact that it's coming straight out, there's really no oxygen inside of here, so you're not going to have issues with the oxygen destabilizing the vitamin C. And it's also a formula that was made without water. There is no water in this formula, so you're not going to have water destabilizing your product. The texture on the skin, it's a little bit of it almost feels like a primer consistency, which is why I like it for daytime under makeup. It wears really well under makeup. You definitely need your sunscreen. Put your sunscreen on over this. Definitely, definitely, definitely. But it's got a nice daytime consistency. By the same token, that sort of thicker consistency to it is really nice at nighttime because it gives you that sort of feeling that you're locking in all your skincare and you've got enough moisture and various actives to like penetrate your skin through the night while you're sleeping to do all that laborious work of fixing your face. So I'm really impressed with this. I'm really, really impressed. I like the texture. I've been preferring it as my morning vitamin C. And I like it. I just really like it. I think it's smartly packaged. It's smartly formulated. It's got good ingredients. And you can get it at the drugstore. While we're on the vitamin C kick, when Angie did that video, I went and purchased another bottle of the Timeless Vitamin C. This is the vitamin C 20% with ferulic acid and vitamin E. So it's a higher concentration vitamin C. You can see we've got the opaque packaging, so you're not going to have UV light damaging your product. You can see we also have a pump, so you don't have air. It's one of the airless pumps, so air is not going to be bothering your product. It's a super smartly formulated vitamin C. I have used this before. I've gotten through a whole bottle of this in the past. I had quit using it because it is one of those products that has no additional. I didn't bring my drink with me, so I'm getting dry throat. There's a frog in my throat. This one, it was laying down in my fridge, and don't lay it on its side because it spills a little bit. The product requires refrigeration if you want it to last long enough to get through the whole bottle. In my previous experience, I had actually purchased it twice because my first bottle spoiled before I was able to get through it, so I bought another bottle. I tried keeping it in my kitchen refrigerator, and I was just too lazy to run back and forth from the bathroom to the kitchen to get my skincare. Well, now I have a skincare fridge, so I went back to this one. Why did I abandon my Drunk Elephant C Firma? Actually, a couple reasons. I used it for years and I loved it. But what I never liked about it was that it was tinted orange. So number one, that tints your face. So if you're not going to be wearing foundation, then you've tinted your face, which, I'm fair enough that you can see it. If you don't have fair skin, you might not have that problem. But the other thing that I didn't like about the tinted color, the orange color to it, is that when your product spoils, You can't tell. Because a product like this that is not colored, when it starts to spoil, it will start to turn orange, and you can tell that it's going bad. Why would you want to use a product where your active ingredients have spoiled? You don't want to. That means it's time to replace it. So you can't tell when it's time to replace it with the Drunk Elephant. And a lot of people complained about that. And then Drunk Elephant said, oh, you can send them a picture of your serum and they will tell you if it's spoiled or not. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. Come on. Like, that's ridiculous. So I went back to this, and I went back to this before I had started testing this. So I've been using these simultaneously. I've been using primarily this one in the daytime and this one in the evenings. This is a water thin consistency, very, very liquidy. Sinks into the skin almost immediately. Also wears well under makeup if you wanted to use it as your daytime. But since I have more products that I layer on at night, I've been using this at nighttime. So the Timeless Vitamin C, Ferulic, and E, thumbs up. Just got a couple more here. So this one from Clinique, it is the Custom Repair Serum. And I've been using this in place of my beloved Lancome Youth Activating Serum. Not that I don't love that, but again, it's one of those things where I've been using that for a couple years. I love it. The whole reason I switched to it in the first place was because I was looking for something that had more ingredients to put a little more oomph behind that first serum step that I was doing in my evening skincare. And that was a good one. And I've enjoyed it and my skin really likes it. But I started feeling like maybe I could find something that had a little bit more anti-aging skincare ingredients. And so I was just digging around and looking through ingredients lists, and this one looks like it could pack a little bit more of a punch. I'm just looking to get as much out of each step in my skincare as I can. So I picked this one up. I'm about a month into it. The consistency on this one is not the same as the Youth Activating Serum. The Youth Activating Serum is a liquidy, slightly thicker than water serum. This one is even thicker than that. It's actually bordering on a cream. It's still serum consistency, but it's right at that cream border. You know what I'm saying? This hand is going to be so pretty. I do take all of my excess skincare at night and put it onto the backs of my hands, but I don't usually put this much on. Oh, my hand's going to be so happy with me. So it's a consistency that is a little bit thicker, which has been making me stick with my Youth Activating Serum in the evenings for that layering concept. I don't want to have zillions of very thick layers on my skin, but in the mornings, it's very nice because I don't have that many layered steps in the morning, and it wears well under makeup as well. So I'm enjoying it. It's a very soothing, comforting sort of feel to this cream serum. So that's a pleasant experience, and we'll see how it does. I don't feel like my skin is relapsing into any bad things, and I think my skin's been pretty cooperative lately, with the exception of my always dry patches in the winter. But so far so good. Last one. This is not exactly a repurchase, but it's another product in a line from the same company that I've been using for a long time. It's from Philosophy in the Miracle Worker line. I've been using their eye cream. They have another one that has a really long name, and I can't think of it, that I had used. I think I went through 3 bottles of that. Not that I didn't like it. I actually still have another backup of it, but I just wanted to try something different. This one is the Line Correcting Eye Cream, and what I like about this, especially in the mornings, so in the evenings I use my Curology Super Bottle, and I do take that up under my eyes. So I don't use a separate eye cream in the evenings. I use an eye moisturizer, the Belief, the Eye Balm. There's a word though. Moisturizing eye balm, is it? Why don't I remember? But this one, I've been enjoying it in the daytime because it's kind of like a primer. Do you see how it's kind of thick? It's got some thickness to it. And, oh, you can even tell on the back of my hand. Do you see how it's smoothing out the lines on the back of my hand? So not only does it have the skincare that is going to over time help your wrinkles, but it's like an eye primer. It's not meant, it's an eye cream, it's a treatment cream, but it works so beautifully at smoothing out your lines immediately that it's good like a primer. So I've been using this in the mornings, thoroughly enjoying it, and it has been very good stuff. Oh, I forgot one. I'll be right back. This is the last one. Another product from the Kota Lee PR. This is from Kota Lee, the Vino Sculpt Lift and Firm Body Cream. Thank you, Kota Lee, for gifting me this product. You guys know I crush hardcore on Kota Lee products. They're one of those products that I avoided the brand for as long as I could because I knew somewhere in my heart of hearts that I was going to love them, and then I tried them and I love them, and now I buy them all the time. But occasionally I'm lucky and I can get one sent to me. But this is a body cream lotion, and let me get some out for you. It's pretty thick. She thick, girls. She thick, boys. And it is a very soothing consistency. But you see how it's got some body to it, you know? And it is a Lift and Sculpt body cream. One of the things with Kota Lee, they're a natural brand. You know, it's a lot of plant extracts and the like. Oh, yes. Juice. Oh, I've actually been using this as a crazy frequent, I'm going to use it on my other hand too, as a hand cream with all of the hand washing that is happening in the coronavirus lockdown. Oh, it feels so good, you guys. It feels so good. Should I show you how I do it on my tattoos? Should I show you how I do it on my tattoos? Not that there's anything special about how I apply it. Let's see what it does. It's so beautiful on tattoo skin. So I'm just going to do like half so you can kind of like look at the part that's not lotioned and compare. Look how nice it looks here versus down here. Beautiful, dry, beautiful, dry. So they recommend that you use this basically on the areas where you need lift. So we're talking body cream, we're talking, you know, the arms, the the turkey gobbles, the chest, the belly, the butt. You know, you're supposed to put this every place you need a lift. Now, here's the deal. It's not like it's not going to remove your fat. So, like, if I put it under my arms, it's not going to make this all go up and away. But it lifts and firms your skin. And I can tell you for a fact, on my forearms, you can kind of feel it. And this is so hard to describe, but I'm going to try. So imagine, you know, when your skin is dry, everything just feels cracked and separated, right? You apply a cream like this. This particular cream is really good at giving you cohesive moisture. And you know how moisture, when it all comes together, it just sort of all, it fills in the surface. You know what I'm saying? You can feel that happening. Like your skin starts to feel cohesive. I know that makes no sense at all, but I'm hoping that you can like picture how water comes together and just fills in and becomes one thing. You know? Does that make any sense at all? The other thing I really like about it is that it lasts all day long. You have moisture. I forgot to put it on this morning, which is why I'm kind of bathing in it right now. You really feel like it has made a moisture barrier on your skin and it is locked in place. It just feels really nice. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is the scent. So Kota Lee products are pretty notoriously scented, but the signature scent of Kota Lee, this smells different than the signature scent. I actually love their signature scent. So typically it doesn't give me a problem. This actually smells more like herbal, more grassy, I guess I would describe it as. Honestly, the very first thing I thought of, the very first time I applied it, it immediately made me flash back to, I used to read these vampire novels, and the vampires used to drink chartreuse, and I had bought a bottle of chartreuse trying to be cool like the vampires, and you open it up and it just smells like grass clippings from your backyard. Like, it just smells like your lawn. So, oh, and I drank it and it was terrible, but I drank it anyway because I was so goth and I had to be so cool. This does not smell bad like that, but the whiff of like herbal just, it took me right back to that moment. And you know, the odd thing about this is the more I use it, the more I kind of like how it smells. But oh, those were the days, you guys. Did anyone else read Poppy Z. Bright novels back in the day? Oh man, yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. That was like legit. I was gonna say vampire novels, but some of it was like vampire porn. Like, oh boy, yeah. La 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 la. But anyway, I really do enjoy this as a body lotion. I don't have too many body lotions that I feel are strong enough to hold up through the day, so this is one of the very, very few. I honestly can't think of another one off the top of my head that is so good at lasting so long throughout the day. So, especially if you have very dry skin and you need something that gives you that, like, long-term moisture, tons of natural ingredients in here if you're on that bandwagon as well. It's all about body positivity. They have a really good brand message, and naturally beautiful. That's what we're going for. So thumbs up on the Kota Lee Venosource body, I'm going to call it body sculpting, but it's the Lift and Firm body cream. There you have it. That is a heck of a bunch of skincare that I have been testing out and enjoying lately. None of these are fails. These are all things that I am highly enjoying. So if you enjoy these sort of after I've been using a while kind of reviews, give me a thumbs up down below. If you want some more skincare videos, thumbs up down below. Just feeling like you're in a good mood, glad to be alive today, a thumbs up down below. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup, skincare, all that good stuff with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.